One of the most frequently asked questions we get here in the shop this time of year is how to rig up the umbrella rig. Now, whether you fish Toyota Series or BFLs or any other tournament organization, for the most part, has a 3-hook rule for their tournaments for an Alabama rig to be legal. Now, we have 5-wire Alabama rigs is the most popular. So what do you do with the other 2 baits that you can't throw a hook on? So that's what I wanted to go over with you guys real quick, because that seems to be the most frequently asked part about how to rig up an Alabama rig. So what we recommend here in the store is a product that Owner makes. It's called their centering pin spring. And the medium size seems to be the best size. They make a small, medium, and a large, and that medium just seems to fit most swim baits the best. But that is what we like to use for the dummies or the baits that we don't have a hook on. Hog Farmer actually solved this problem and made an Alabama rig with these screws directly built into the rig. They call that their BFL hitchhiker rig. But if that's not the Alabama rig that you are throwing, I can show you guys how to rig it up really quick with most of your 5-wire Alabama rigs. So right here is just your standard 5-wire Alabama rig. I opened this up straight out of the package. I want to show you guys how we rig it up. So on these, the middle wire and the 3 bottom ones, as you see right there on your rig, those are going to be the ones that get the jig heads with a hook point and your swim baits. For the jig head, I like to use a jig head with a screw lock on it. Everyone has their favorite jig head to throw. It doesn't really matter what brand. You don't have to throw one with the screw on the shank, but that's just what I like. I feel like it keeps your swim baits on longer, saves you a little bit of money on those expensive soft plastic swim baits, and you don't have to use super glue or anything like that, so it's easy to change them in and out and get your bait back in the water if one rips off or something. But I'll show you really quick how to rig up these screws on your rig. So your top 2 wires right here are the ones getting the dummies, like I said before. Most Alabama rigs come with a swivel and a snap on all 5 wires. Now, we do not want to put, and this is the most important part, you do not want to put your spring on the end of this snap right here with the swivel on it. The reason for that is these aren't going to have any weight on them. They're just going to have the direct swim bait on them. And if you just rig that on there, the swim bait with the boot tail is going to want to constantly spin in a circle because of that swivel. So to get around that, you go right there where the swivel attaches to the wire, and that's where you're just going to start that spring. And you're just going to work that spring around and secure that right there on the end of that wire, and then that is what you're going to thread your swim bait on. You're just going to screw it right on there. I'm sure you guys are familiar with these springs. They're what come on most of the flashy swimmer hooks by Owner and everything like that, so you're familiar with this product, I'm sure. And you're just going to screw those on and just make sure that they're rigged the same direction that the line tie is, so that they swim straight. Every once in a while you can check them and tweak them every couple casts, but they should be fine for most of the day. But that is what you're going to do right there. You're going to do that to the other side as well. Go ahead and rig that one up for you too. You just start it at the end of the spring and just work it around all the way up to the top and thread that swim bait on there. Again, just double checking to make sure that bait is rigged straight with the line tie, just like that. Now this Alabama rig is ready to put your 3 jig heads on and get this bait wet and go fishing. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to shoot us a message on our social media platforms or swing by the shop. We always love to talk about fishing with you guys. So thank you for watching and have a good one.